G'day everybody, welcome back to our playthrough of Valheim. Hope you guys are doing well. As you can see, we're just floating about here. We have just left the old Mistlands continent, which we have hopefully fully explored at this point, aside from just the mountain there. But we're leaving because we've got so much of the metals that we have uncovered or recovered from the bridge, and we're headed towards these swamps over here to see if we can load up on a little bit more iron scrap. I am having some trouble trying to get out of here though, because we are a little bit I guess hampered by all of the wind that's against us. I might actually do a thing here where I just quickly climb out. I'll set up like a portal out here and see if we can just make our way back. So let me just quickly do that. Just trying not to attract any enemies in the area here. But I do want to go home just so that we can perhaps make our way to the stones and switch up powers, because I don't think I want to stick around too long without being able to get to our destination. It's been a while since we've needed to use motor, actually, so I'm just looking at the sky. It does look like it's getting late as well. Maybe it might not be a bad idea to have a sleep at this point before we head back out to sail. So perhaps that's what we'll do. We'll also check on how our food's going. We might need to have a snack or something. All right. Now, in terms of the snack, I'm not entirely sure what would be the best thing to have, because I do need to survive in those crypts. So perhaps maybe something that's going to help us fight off enemies even more. Although we still have like 12 minutes on the meat platter, so perhaps maybe just carrying one sausage, if we are able to actually get out there and get to a crypt pretty quickly, then, you know, we might only need the one sausage. We've got 6 minutes on the omelette though, and I feel like it might actually take us 6 minutes to get to a crypt. So let me just grab some bread as well, and yeah, I'll just, you know, hold on to some of this stuff and we'll eat it when we actually get to the crypts. That way we won't have to fuss about even more. I don't have a health potion with me, but I'm gonna risk it, because the enemies in the crypts shouldn't really be a problem for us. Just making sure that we actually have all of the materials here. It definitely looks like it. So let's head back. Alright, and of course, the wind is now in our favor as soon as we've already got like the powers that we need, but look, we might actually need it later anyway, so we may as well have obtained the power for when we actually do need motor. Right, so I'm hoping to maybe just clear out one of the sunken crypts here. We don't have to do all of them, and then we'll head back home. Yeah, may as well use it now. That way we can make the right turns that we need to try and get there faster. And that should also help us with recharging the power pretty quickly for when we actually need to sail again. Yeah. So this episode might actually just be a very long sail back home with all of our stuff. I mean, we don't need to worry too much about, like, setting up a boat again out in the Mistlands because, well, I think we can simply just spawn at the Mistlands base. Maybe we can sort of come out this way. Maybe we can even check out the dock and maybe assault the dock, clear it out of vergers, and then we can take it over, set up the boat from there to get ourselves closer to the Queen. There's a few other things that we need to do. Obviously, the build for the Mistlands house is not complete yet, so we definitely need to work on that. I'm going to try and park near the portal here. And then there's also the expansion of our workshop, because we need that space to make sure that the workshop is a little bit bigger. We can accommodate the Black Forge along with everything else. Alright, we might be a little bit stuck here. I don't think that's too much of a big deal. Let's just clear up the soil. There we go. I think that should be okay. And yeah, we need to make a decision on which crypt we want to go to. I reckon we'll just go north. Right, and let's also place down that so we can just make sure that these guys are not spawning nearby. There is actually a enemy spawner right there, though. That does worry me a little bit. And I've got a lot of ingredients for more portals, which maybe I should just stash in here for the time being. And then that way we should have enough space to work with. Alright, let's eat. And let's get to it. Sunken crypts over this side. I guess if I do want a portal, I am going to need to portal my way back the normal way with the unnamed portal first. Yeah, we can sort that out a little bit later. Do I have... Oh, no. Okay, yep. I haven't opened the crypts around here. So I should actually sort that out first. I might actually bring the key, open all of the crypts in the area, and then put the key back down. I think that's maybe a decent thing to do. So, yeah, let's just grab what we need. Set up another portal here. Great. Alright, so I'll take down the other portal later. And yeah, I just want to grab that key. Just trying to remember where we keep it. There we go. Let's switch out actually, guys. Let's switch to the circlet. I'll put that off. We'll just chuck that on. That should help us a little bit while we're down there, mining for stuff. Now I just want to be sure that this is still connected, right? Yeah, it is. The last thing I want is to have the portals disconnected and not named properly for when we need to use it next time. Okay, let's unlock these crypts. And we might actually need to check on how our HP stacks up after we run out of the meat platter. Because if it's quite low, then maybe we do need to go back and, you know, grab another snack. Those Surtlings, I'm just gonna try and avoid as much combat as possible, guys, because I'm not really interested in any of these guys and the resources that they have to offer. If we do come across some wraiths, maybe we can take those down. Always nice to have a few extra chains, and we might actually need a few more if we are going to switch everything to the Dverger lanterns. Okay, that one's open. I'm wondering if I've actually been to this one. Very suspicious. And this one's not open just yet. Good. Okay, might be a good idea just to clear out the mobs here. Make sure that we're not going to be in trouble. We'll get rid of that, and yeah, we should just head back and place down the key. I guess I shouldn't really risk things, guys, so I'm probably going to just supplement ourselves with a deer stew here. That should be enough to keep us going down there in the crypts. Let's chuck the key away. Alright, and we should have a good old time searching for iron. So here's hoping that we actually find a decent amount. So what I'll do is I'll clear out this crypt, and then we'll be on our way. I'm sort of hoping that we'll get to do a couple of things today, aside from just sailing back home, although it is a long sail. But I'm hoping that we can maybe also do some work on the roof. Ow. Let's try this. Nice. Does massive stun damage as well, I feel. Alright, I'll have to try that with the Seekers, to be honest. So that's exactly what I made it for, because the Seekers often gang up on you. And I'm surprised at how quick the attack is when using that weapon. I thought it would be a lot slower. A few treasures here. Yeah, it's been a hot while since we've been to some crypts. Nice. Okay, I think we're sort of done on this side. I will activate the Vegvizier though, just to get an idea of where else we can find bone mass. Not that I would fight the bone mass again. I was reading an interesting comment about how a lot of the trophies that we can hang, a lot of the boss trophies actually talk to us after they're hung up on the walls, and you know, most of them are unhappy about being hung up as a trophy and sort of goad us, or maybe talk about how we're gonna meet our demise or whatever. I think someone was mentioning though, if we do end up like hanging the bone mass trophy, interestingly the bone mass is the only one that sort of thanks us for like ending its life or something, which is kind of interesting and a bit heavy. there's no reason for me to be using Wisp Light at the moment here, so let me just switch up. So I'm having second thoughts, guys, on sailing back immediately today. What I might do is I might actually source even more iron, but not in the entire episode here, guys. So what I think I might do is I'll source more iron in the next one as well, but instead of doing the sail between here and the house, I might actually pivot and do... Oh, hang on, let's just fix this. I might pivot and do a building session towards the latter half of the episode. I think it's time to head back to the boat and just stash all this stuff first. But yeah, I think that way, you know, if we source all of the iron from this little island, I think it's going to make things a lot more efficient in the future when we do need some iron, and that we won't actually have to keep coming back to do some more mining, because it is a bit of a process to actually sail around everywhere, right? So the less amount of sailing that I have to do, the better. So we'll stash that in there. I've got all sorts of other stuff that maybe I could just go back home to stash away. So I'll just quickly do that right now. Alright, so mostly it's treasures. We do have some entrails, so I'll chuck entrails there. We do have a bit more ooze, but we're not really low on ooze or anything, so I might stash ooze in the silo since we've got a bit of extra space there. Yeah, I've got another stack of ooze already. Yeah, we'll chuck that there. Leather scraps, yeah. I guess there could be a need for more leather scraps if we make more bombs and stuff. All of these things. Just going to check our little chest here. Yeah, we've got some space, but not enough. Ooh, why do we have copper here? Ah, this is probably because I was thinking about, like, wanting to convert this copper into bronze or use it for getting some more Verger lanterns, perhaps? Anyway, I need a bit of space for maybe some extra cash there. I can put the rest of the copper away over here. There's no reason why it should be in the other spot there. Yeah, plenty of space. Off we go. I am sort of secretly hoping that we'll just come across a couple of banshees. Sorry, not banshees, wraiths while we're out there. Gonna let go of that. Yeah, they do like to sort of float around above the trees, but I haven't seen any. Maybe it's not late enough. And we can grab the rest from here. Do I want arrows? I mean, sure. Here, grab arrows. Yeah, I'm thinking, you know, we should actually clear out this island before we leave it. And it's gonna be a better process to do that. Oh, we've got another Veg Vizier. Interesting. I didn't think that we would get 2 Veg Viziers in the one crypt. But yeah. I figure it's better for us to have like too much iron than less, so that we won't have to come back here again. So, but yeah, I won't spend like the entire episode mining here, and I do want to get some work on the roof of the Mistlands base done. Yeah, a lot of people were saying that they don't even bother with like setting up a base at the Mistlands. They just set up a little farm plot and come in and out when they need the Jotun Puffs, which is fair, you know. I guess I'm just sort of going a little bit extra here, right? And setting up a base and, you know, making sure we have like a nice space set up as if we would actually spend some time living out there. Same as what we did for the plains. I could have just set up a farm plot and not worried about like a house, but I don't know. I kind of like building in this game. That's why it's an addictive process. We are maxed out again. Do I need wood? I mean, I'll bring the wood. Who knows? We might have a need for the wood. If anything, I can throw a few pieces of wood into the fireplaces, like near the chooks and stuff, for example. Alright. Maybe I can let go of the wood, actually, and that will help with the weight a little bit. We are running out of space here, though, which is concerning. It's all the portal ingredients. Yeah, let me just let go of a few things, because I feel like we might find ourselves in a situation where we don't have enough space, actual slot space, rather than weight. Arrows. Yeah, we'll throw all of that in there. Chains. Leather scraps. Good. Yeah, this crypt is turning out to be a decent source of iron. Sometimes the crypts are very small that you don't really find that much iron. This one's actually a pretty decent one. How are we doing for foods? Looking alright. It can be a little bit risky here. If possible, we should try and finish up in the next 5 minutes or so. Okay, there we go. I think we're done on this side. Let's continue on. That is so good. I still think that the sword and shield is cooler, but there's no denying that the hammer makes things a lot easier. You don't have to be so accurate all the time, you know? Probably does less damage overall, but when you don't actually have to think about accuracy too much, it's a big benefit. Yeah, and the AoE is actually very, very far. It almost feels like cheating, to be honest. My god, how many Begviziers are there in this place? Alright, just making sure that we haven't missed anything. I don't want the withered bone, I just want the ruby there. Alright, done. And I think there was like one more room that might be just next to the entrance here, right? I mean, we've got 2 minutes on foods, and then we have to deal with whatever's outside of the swamp. Oh, sorry, whatever's outside of the crypt, rather. Oh, okay. Okay, does critical damage as well. Very nice. I mean, this is super risky here. But I'm sort of relying on, like, us having the better armor set and everything, and that, you know, like, it'll just negate most of the damage that these enemies do. Hopefully. Alright. I think we reached the end, though. That's probably it for this crypt. So let's head back, and yeah, as I said, we'll take a break from the mining, and we'll switch gears to building. Yeah, feeling pretty safe here. No enemies. I should actually repair a boat, just in case. Throw that in there, and yeah, looking good. Get out of here before something does decide to attack us. Righto. I get the feeling that the Draugr trophies might be useful in, like, some form of bait making. So I might actually keep that. But yeah, one of these days, once I figure out exactly which trophies are required for making bait and stuff, I might clear things out and get rid of the trophies that I don't want. Ooze. I think we're keeping more right here. Entrails, blood bags. We might have space for blood bags down below. Yeah. And yeah, I should actually switch out to better armor. Don't need the circlet anymore. This is the right one, right? Pop that on. More arrows. Great. Have another snack. We are running out of bread though, so I might actually quickly bake myself some bread right now. And that way we've got a little bit more to work with. Okay. We'll do some foraging and maybe grind up some more wheat. I might grab these as well. Stash all of that. And I'll carry these for the time being. We're at 50 barley right now. That's actually very low. I think I have like a batch of barley sitting in the plains, ready for harvest. And with the amount of harvest that we have, that should be plenty to actually propagate some more. So shouldn't really be too much of an issue. Let's drop more flour in there. Yeah, just need to wait for the bread to be ready. And I'm just looking at the state of our food here. Still looking okay. We've got plenty of mist hair supremes. But hopefully we won't actually need to eat any of that in this episode. If anything, I'm just going to continue having sausages and bread while we continue building. And yeah, we should get to it actually. So I guess we can use this one, right? So yeah, hopefully we get a bit further in with the state of the build of the house out here. It is sort of coming along. Okay. I get the feeling we probably are going to need like an even bigger chimney, but We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Actually, guys, I've forgotten one thing that I need. I do need tar. I'm hoping that I have a lot of tar, actually. I can't remember how much tar we had left over, but if we don't have a lot, there's likely going to be a need for gathering up some tar from the plains. Yeah, okay. Hopefully this will be enough. The only reason why I need the tar is for the roof. Unless we want to go ahead and like do some decorative parts. But I don't know. I think that more of the decorative stuff should really be reserved for it should be reserved for our actual house, if that makes sense. Now, I was also sort of thinking about whether or not I wanted to redo the stairs and get the stairs in, or sorry, get the verger stairs in instead. That would call for a black forge to be set up out here, which, technically speaking, could be something that we do. And that way it'll give us a little bit more space to work with as well. Just having a look at what materials are required. Okay, yeah. We need copper. I think that's probably the reason why I decided against it. There might be some copper, you know, out there at the bridge that I could, you know, source. But I think we're maybe overcomplicating it. So let's go for the shingle roofs. And let's see how good we can make this. Yeah, things are very, very questionable. Yeah, so if I'm not mistaken, I'm really just using this for a guide. I'm not really too fussed if the if it doesn't look good on the corners, because we'll eventually get rid of some of those corner pieces anyway. Maybe these sorts of like sides here, like I might need to like whittle it down to something like that, perhaps. Yeah, maybe. That looks maybe a little bit better. Yeah. So again, get rid of that piece. I'm sort of trying to think about the best way I can achieve, like, symmetry. And an idea sort of popped into my head here about perhaps maybe just using using the pieces that I already have here and just trying to sort of design the space or design the roof from there rather than trying to use the guides on the other side. Because yeah, that looks pretty decent to me. It does look slightly different, obviously, on you know, on this side in terms of how far it juts out and stuff, but I think that's not bad. Of course, we're going to get rid of some of these pieces later on. So if I get rid of that... Yeah, it's still holding. That's good. Yeah, I'm thinking we should actually make this a little higher. We'll do that when we pick up some more stone. So yeah, let's see what we can do on this side. Actually, might be better if we... Oh, I'm just trying to think here. Perhaps maybe I shouldn't have removed those pieces so quickly. Let me just put them back in. That way I can use that as a guide. Actually, that's not really working, is it? Yeah, I think that's what we need there. Alright, good. Alternatively, I could have like, you know, a roof that sort of starts from the very top that goes down 90 degrees on all angles. Or, well, not exactly 90 degrees, but like 26 degrees, rather, on all angles. I don't know. It'd be a lot of work, though, to try and get the thing to work properly. That's alright. I think I'm gonna keep things simple, because, I mean, let's face it, as I have just mentioned, there's no need for this house to be here. It's just a little bit extra, and, perhaps maybe I shouldn't really be putting too much effort into it. Oh, this is gonna be a problem. Maybe it's better if I just do that first. Oh. Okay, it's not holding. Well. Maybe we'll do that temporarily. Yeah, the issue is that the roof is going to start blocking the smoke a little bit. Hopefully it's not too bad. How are we going from a tar perspective? Still looking okay, actually. I reckon we'll get most of the roof in. Okay, it is getting so dark in here. Probably do need to do something about that. Let's head home. We'll have a sleep. Unfortunately, the mornings are also still a little bit dark, right? So perhaps maybe what we can do is have a sleep and then we can think about doing some cooking or something like that before we head back out there. Okay. Okay. So let us replenish our pantry here. I am going to just grab some food though, for when we need it. And yeah, from here, I'm gonna make some mist hair supremes actually. We've got a few, right? Hair meats. And I believe we need Jotun puffs for that. Which we are actually a little bit low on. Maybe it's about time we grab some Jotun puffs. And I can't remember if we need honey, but I'll just grab it. We'll see how we go. I think we need carrots, actually. Yeah, there we go. Very nice. Throw that in there. And now we are very low on hairs. Maybe roast chooks or something. We need Jotun puffs for that as well, which we now do not have enough of. It's okay. Lox pie, maybe? Cloudberries. We have a few of those. Okay. I'll grab the rake, actually. Sorry, not the rake, the cultivator. I mean, it may as well be called a rake. Let's throw that there. Should be maybe repairing stuff while we have the chance. Okay, now that the sunlight is out, let's head back and let's continue with this roof. I think it's almost there. I do have concerns over the chimney being blocked though. But I think maybe we can find a resolution for it. Okay, looks good. But yeah. What are we gonna do here? We'll do something like that initially. I'll get rid of that piece. And then I have to pop that in there. Let me grab some more of the stone and I'll see if I can continue bringing the chimney up. Yeah, structurally it still looks okay. We're not in the red just yet. I just sort of need to get an idea of how high it needs to go. Like, even at that height, that's actually pretty good already. Real problem is trying to then, like, finish off this section here. And that's really going to make things struggle when it comes to dissipating the smoke. I might actually check on how things are going from the inside. I mean, it does look like the smoke is still escaping. It's not that bad. I don't see any smoke being trapped in the structure itself, so maybe we're good. Oh, before I forget, let me do something about our Jotunpuff situation. Hopefully that'll be enough. Got a decent amount of Jotun puffs out of that, so when we go back, we'll stash that away. Do I want to leave things as is here, or do I want to try and fix it? If I do try and fix it though, how can I fix it? Because that still needs to match up. I could get rid of this and sort of freeform. Yeah, so there's a gap there. And if I just freeform, I could do something like that. You can tell that there's a little bit of a difference there, but only if you're looking very, very closely. I don't think I'd be able to do... Oh, I could potentially freeform this one as well. Yeah. Maybe. Maybe I could do that. That way... That way we're not at risk of suffocating. And I can definitely see even more smoke moving out of the chimney now. The other question is, do I need to cover the chimney for rainy days? Might be a thing as well. I'll cross that bridge when I get there. Since we're not living here, it might not be entirely necessary. But I do feel like just making the chimney a little bit bigger. I think that might be aesthetically a little bit more pleasing. There's a little bit of fog up here, isn't there? I wonder if it might not be a bad idea to put one of the wisp torches up on the roof. Clear up the mist. I don't think it's entirely necessary, but... Right, Whoa. The next problem that we have is all of these guides. What are we gonna do with those? Particularly on this side, because we do have to get rid of them on this side. And I'm just looking at how things are at the moment. These things are not connected to the sides of the house if I do take them down. So I may need to sort of spend a bit of time sort of trying to connect these pieces up. So if I do something like that, I wonder if those are going to be sticking out from the sides. A tiny little bit, but I think that's acceptable. Yeah, okay. And so we just continue all of this further. So I think that looks fine. I think I don't mind these pieces being in place, just to strengthen things up a little bit. Although, did I get rid of it on this side? Yeah, I may have. Oh, actually no. I do have one piece there. Alright, I might come back to that and continue working on the roof when we come back in the next episode, but I think this is where we'll call this one an episode. It is looking good. I'm happy with how the build is turning out. Obviously there's just the sides of the house that need to be fixed up a little bit more, and once that's done, I think the home will then be livable. Bloody hell. Looking for maybe even more stone sort of pillars around here. Just to make it look a little bit nicer, I reckon. So we'll work on that as we progress. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. As usual, leave a like or a dislike or a comment or two down below. Stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.